Welcome to Game Related, where we highlight opportunities and obstacles from former athletes with the thought process of giving future generations a better understanding about the game. These conversations are meant to bring awareness to the hardships and opportunities of the game. Let's get game related. All right, y'all. We back with another episode. We got, to me, a legend in the building, Erick Green. A lot of accolades here, man. A lot of accolades. Overseas, he's done his things. Multiple scoring champs. Led the nation in scoring at VTech, and also just had a great high school career. So he's here to drop some game on us today. Welcome to the show,
my man. Appreciate you having me, man.
We got relations. You know it's game related. Don't do this to be famous. I really got passion, and it take patience. You know it's game related. I'm related to the game. I'm related to the game. You know the game related. You know it's game related.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man. So we always start off with, in my opinion, my favorite question is handling success. Everybody's trying to be successful, but maintaining that level of consistency is a different animal. What did you say correlates to you being successful for a long time?
I start my foundation, my family, and my mom and dad is a huge impact in my life. Keeping me grounded all the time. Keep me around the right people. My circle's always been small, so that was a huge thing. And then always just keep me humble. It's just my dad, man. He was big on keep me humble, no matter how. Yeah. Oh, he played college football. My mom played college basketball. They went to Howard.
So y'all breeded.
Yeah, so they breeded athletes. Yeah, okay. My sisters all played college basketball. So we're a big basketball, football family. Yeah.
Okay. Now that's cool, man. I'm sitting here thinking, you had your family, right? Mm-hmm. But like you'll see other people who might not, their family isn't as tight, right? And so their circle's a little bit wider, right? And I always say, like, how do you keep the outside noise from influencing you? Early on, you might have some success in saying, in high school, you're dropping 25, 30 points a game. But, there's another level, but everybody else around you is telling you how good you are. How would you say you should handle that?
I mean, it's hard because, the more success you have, the more people come around you. Mm-hmm. And it's always everybody's in your ear trying to convince you and tell you what's best for you. But I mean, I think you really know what's best for yourself at times. There's some things you hear, you take in. There's some things you hear, you take out, you don't even listen to. But it's not easy. I really, it's like I said, for me, it's a little different because I have my family. But for people who don't have their family, trust yourself, trust your instincts. You know what I mean? Like, go with your gut a lot of times. I think a lot of times when people have, a lot of people in their ear, they tend to not stop listening to themselves. And that's a big thing. You know what I mean? So that's what got you there. Stick with what got you there.
I want to bring back your fam. Like that, you brought them in the building. They both was athletes.
Yes.
Like, what did they have you doing as a shorty? Was you just always around the game? Like explain that process.
Well, honestly, the truth, man, football was like my first love because I wanted to be like my father.
Okay.
Yeah, like he grew up in West Virginia, so every time I was back home with him, that's all you heard was about my dad, how good he was. So I was like, all right, I want to play football.
What position?
Yeah. He played running back, so he played tailback at Howard. But man, they had me working. Well, there was no sleeping in. Like in my household, 9 o'clock you up. Like that's his rule. Like your bed got to be made. Like chores done. You should be outside, getting shots up or doing something, running something. Like my dad's was in the military, so he was strict. Like so they were up. And chores, go outside, you get your work done. There's no laying in that house, no video games. Like you're gonna always do something. So that's where I got that from.
Yeah. Okay, I love that. Them principles obviously pay dividends later on. For sure. Okay, let's go to high school, right? So you were at was it Millbrook?
Yeah, Millbrook.
And
right? Winchester.
And then you ended up going to PBI. Talk about your high school career. Obviously you done well, but like, what were your deficiencies back then? Like, what weren't you good at?
I gotta say the 3-point shot. I wasn't really good at that. I was fast. I was athletic. My mid range had a nice touch around the rim. I could, like I said, I could pass. So like those were things I was really, really good at a young age that helped me get over the hump and just having a high IQ. Like my jump shot wasn't that well, like a 3-point ball wasn't that well. So for me, it was just developing, as a freshman, a sophomore, to junior, then going to Paul the Six my senior year. That just developing every single year really helped.
Okay, and what would you say changed once you got the PBI? Like how did that take your career to another level?
Um, in Millbrook, I could get away with not playing hard. I was just more talented than everybody back home. You know what I mean? So there were nights where, I can go get 20 and just breeze through it. And my parents saw that. They're like, well, he ain't getting no better. He just staying the same. He's just coasting. So, when I had to go to Paul the Six, man, you come to WCAC, you got a dog fight every night. You know what I mean? I had Gonzaga, I had Tyler Thornton, had to go to O'Connell, had Kendall Marshall. You had a matchup every single night at WCAC. So that helped me prepare mentally, physically for the next level. That really helped me.
Okay, and then obviously you played with Takeover.
Yeah.
Did you play with Takeover all through high school, or just like towards the latter years?
I played with Takeover the last 3 years of my high school career.
Talk about just the culture and environment of success there.
It's a whole new culture. Like if you don't know Takeover, how they do things, like man, when I first got to Takeover, I'll never forget. I come into the gym. We actually first terms at Paul the Six.
Okay.
I didn't even know nothing about Paul the Six. I would go there. I come in with these Jordan earrings on. Never met the team, nothing. With a do-rag on. I'm thinking I'm the man. Like, I'm about to show these guys. I'm like, I don't even know nothing about these guys. So I come in. Coach is like, we do a little chat. We start playing. I score a bucket. I get back. Coach is like, get up, get up. I'm like, get up what? Nah, pick up 94 feet. I'm like, nah, I don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, where I'm from, when we play at now, I meet you, and I score, so I meet you at the other half, I pick up. But a Takeover, like, from the time, it don't matter who you are, how good you are, like, you picking up 94 feet. We're going to turn you, we're going to work. That culture is just, it's a winning culture. And, when you go there, everything is about winning. And that's one thing, like, when I played in my other AU teams, we were a local team. So we won, we were great, it was awesome, go to big tournaments, but we didn't get a chance to go to like the big tournaments, as you know, like the Takeover, the Assaults and stuff, they got to go to. So, that was for me coming to Takeover and being able to see all that and be able to be around Keith and the culture he built, and it just changed. It turned me up a whole nother level.
Yeah. You were definitely a pillar for the program, for sure. So VTech, what made you choose VTech?
To be honest, I only had 4 offers: JMU, George Mason, St. Joe's, and VTech. I wasn't really recruited high. I didn't get on the radar until going into my junior year. That was like the first time getting on the radar, going to Vegas and doing all that with Takeover. But it was in the ACC. That was my dream. I wanted to go to Duke. That was like my dream school. But I was like, shoot, I get to go to the ACC, get to play against Duke, Carolina. Yeah, let's do it.
That's crazy, man. So just listening to your story, a lot of people probably have 50 offers and they kind of lose that drive.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where you only have 4 and you feel like you were still climbing the ladder.
Yes, sir.
That definitely probably still drove you, I'm sure.
All the time. And then the crazy thing is I saw guys get offers and, big offers. I'm like, man, like, why not getting there? And then, it just keep driving me, keep getting hungrier, keep got a lot of work to do. So that kept the motor in my back, for sure.
That's cool. So VTech, I did some research. Every year it felt like you got better, right? Talk about the adjustment your freshman year, coming from high school. What was that like for you?
I think honestly it was just my mentality. I think as a freshman you come in, you thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna play. You got that high school hype. You thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna come in here and do what I did in high school. It's like, nah, this is a whole nother ball game. When I came in, I had Malcolm Delaney, All-American ACC, so I had to learn from him. But the main thing I learned was I didn't work hard. I'm not gonna be lie. I went to my workouts. I worked hard in my workouts, but that's not working hard. That's not putting in the extra work. You know what I mean? Practice at 9. Why not right there at 8? Work out and do that. I never did that. I never put in no extra shots. I was just coasting through because I wasn't really playing. So I was just like satisfied for where I was at instead of putting my foot on the gas and continue to get better and better and better.
Okay, so would you say Delaney kind of put you under your rib, or he was just like, I'm just gonna punish this freshman?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you, he punished me my first probably that first half year. I ain't like Malcolm. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You know, I think I love Malcolm to this right now. Thank you for what you did to me. You know what I mean? But when I was a freshman, he was bullying me, on the court. And he was a great dude, man. But he was doing what he was supposed to do. When a freshman, he's an older guy, he was doing what he was supposed to do. Punk me, make sure, I'm gonna get you better. And he did help me along the whole process along the way, and he made me a better player. But those first few months, I ain't want nothing to do with that kid. I did. I was like, man, I like this guy. But he really, really helped me, get to every year, even my sophomore year when I started getting in the lineup, and I went to the 1, he went to the 2. That's when our bond just got way better and better and better. But even when he left, he gave me the keys, like, man, here are the keys to the team, man. Everything I put you, all that, it's gonna pay off. And it sure did.
Yeah,
it sure did.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, let's get to the latter years.
Yeah.
Let's go through. I want to go through some of your best games and then also some of your worst games.
I'll tell you what, my worst game ever to this day,
Okay.
where I thought about transferring to Virginia Tech, where I was like, man, I'm done with this. This is over for me.
Okay.
We played Maryland. No, at Tech.
Okay.
Vasquez gave us 40. Greaves gave us 40. Probably
man.
Woo, one of my favorites to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So the game on the line, Malcolm drives, kicks it to me. I shoot the 3, I miss it. So I feel like I lost the game. So I'm getting, Facebooks, emails like, man, we wasted a scholarship on this kid. He's no good. He don't average this, blah, blah, blah. I was like, man, I'm out of here. I don't want to do this. My head wasn't right. Like I said, I wasn't working hard. So my mentality wasn't there.
Yeah. So what changed to obviously you didn't leave. So what clicked for you?
My parents, my mom, my dad. When I was about to, I asked them if I could transfer. Like, did you do everything in your power or your will to, be successful, or is it you or is it the coach? And when you really look in the mirror and if you're really real with yourself as a person, I wrote down things the positives, the things I was doing, and the things I wasn't doing, and things I wasn't doing outweighed the things I was doing. So it was really as a man, as a person, my parents raised me as they're like, take accountability. That's huge in my family. And I had to look in the mirror and take accountability of myself that I'm the one not putting in the work. I'm the one sitting here not putting in the extra shots, not getting conditioned, not in the extra weight room. I'm just happy being on the team, playing my 13 minutes a game as a freshman. Like, I was just happy, content with that. Yeah.
Could you imagine social media back if you missed that
shot? Oh, man. I would have been here. I don't know. I probably transferred somewhere, and I wouldn't have been, my story would have been a lot different. Yeah. But I've had, even my senior year, I had a couple games where, I led the country in scoring, and I went to Carolina, I had my family there. And I'm thinking I'm about to go crazy. I started off the game like a quick 4 or 6 points. I don't think I scored again until like the fourth quarter. Okay, like 12. So like it was another bad, but it wasn't even a bad night. It was just missing shots. You know what I mean? Putting your head down. Because you miss shots and all that. But some good nights, man. Had a lot of those.
Yeah. Give us a few.
Senior, Marcus Smart, when we played Oklahoma State my senior year, I gave them a really good game, like 20-something. That kind of put me on the map, honestly, because he was projected to be the number 1 point guard coming out of our class, number 2 one. He was a freshman.
What was clicking that game?
Just my shot. Like, I could score. My senior year, like my story, going into my senior year, it's just like all the work I put in that year, I felt like I was unstoppable. Like those 3 months from May, I got out of school in May. Yeah, so from May to August, my trainer was like, hey, listen, man, I'll make you a deal. If you can make 20,000 shots, I'll do something for you. I can't say what he did because he get in trouble. But anyway, I was like, all right, bet. All right, so we had this gun machine and it would print out the receipt so you couldn't lie. You know what I mean? It would tell you how much you missed, how much you made, and tell you the percent at the bottom. He had a bucket and you had to sign a sheet to make sure, it was correct. So I'd put it in a bucket every time I finished all my shooting. So I would come in, you got 3 months, you to make 20,000 shots. You know how hard that is.
That is very difficult.
So study hall was at, I think, 8:30. I'd wake up every morning, I'd meet him at the gym at 7. It didn't matter if I had a game at I mean, if we had got back in at night, probably say we played Miami, we got back that night at 2 a.m. I still wake up at 7 to meet him there to get my work in, just so I can do that. You know what I mean? In the summertime, like it didn't matter what time, if I went out or whatever, I'd still be there at 7 a.m. and still get my shots in. So from 3 months, I finally made 20,000 shots. In those 3 months, man, I promise you, every time I shot the ball, I was like, man, it's in. Like you get that flow, you get that rhythm, it's repetition, repetition, repetition. So I felt like going into my senior year, there was nobody that could stop me. You know what I mean? My confidence was already through the roof.
Yeah.
You know, so that took me over.
Yeah. I want y'all to hear that too, man. There is a reason why he was successful. You know, he just didn't pop out of bed and became a big time scorer. You know what I mean? There was work getting put in. I want to stay on this scoring thing. You know, so I think I asked you this off camera, but were you a guy who, you know, could shoot? You kind of said you didn't shoot the three, so you was a mid-range guy,
Yeah.
right? And then you learned how to extend your range. You know what I mean? Talk about the nuances of scoring. I think Chris Wright came in here one day and he was talking about how, you know, 6 points a quarter or something like that. Like, did you think in that aspect, or like break down your ability to score? Because you were clearly, literally somebody's scouting report every night.
Honestly, for real, man, I never looked at it like the 6 points. I did listen to the Chris Wright thing. That's awesome how he broke that down, how he did it. For me, it was just, I feel like it was just natural, honestly. I could score my whole life. I just couldn't shoot the ball. But to your question was, you know, as a kid, I started with the mid-range. My dad was always big on mid-range, finishing around the rim, floaters, and mid-range. He wouldn't let me step out to the three-point line because I'd have to chuck it back here. And he's like, nah, we're not doing that. So that helped me. But he'd every single day when I was a kid, he'd draw these spots. He'd take spray paint can around the rim, and he had 5 spots, 5 spots around the rim, around the court, and he had to make 10 in a row from each spot. And that was my mid range, and then we would do floaters around each spot. And I'm like, hey, Dad, I hate this. Like, let me go out here and shoot this. He's like, nah, master this. This is where the game's gonna be at. And then the older I got, the stronger I got. I stepped far back. You know what I mean? So my mid-range game, was the most important to me. And I think mid-range is still important to today's game. They just don't value it as much. The three is, how it is. Three everybody wants. But
I don't know maybe Steph is probably the only one, but I don't know nobody that got a bag that don't got a
mid-range. For real. I mean, I like DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
Like you look at his game, man, it's middies.
Yeah.
I mean, Giannis can get 50 all off middies and layups and dunks, you know what I mean? But like you said, like the game, Shea midi game crazy, you know what I mean? Get to his spots and kill you. So now I think the mid-range game is so lost. These kids, man, you can get so many buckets just off the mid-range. Then you start hitting your mid-range, you hit the three, back it out, hit the three, and you get that complete game.
It's really hard to stop.
Man, when you get a complete game, I tell people, it's over. You can't, because they got to guard you from the three. Can't check you. You got everything in your bag. Finish around the rim, mid range, and the three. It's possible.
Yeah, it is. Nah, great point. So let's go. All right, senior year's over with. You're obviously getting ready for the NBA draft. Talk about finding an agent. What was that process like for you, and did you stay with the same agent the entire time?
My man, coming out of college, when I started getting all this hype, getting drafted, I had no idea about an agent. I didn't know who to pick. You're a kid, you don't really know. You don't know much. Thankfully, I had my mom, my dad, and Keith, people in my circle that really helped me. We sat down with 5 agents, did a little conference thing, and I just went off the one who I felt comfortable with, who I related to, who I could like vibe with. Because again, as a kid, you don't know. You don't really know too much about agents. I went with this dude named Alex from Octagon.
Okay.
We were together for like 6 years, 5 to 6 years. Then we went different ways, but that's still my guy. He did great for me in my career. We made a lot of money together. He really helped me. But like for me personally, I tell kids, man, anybody can just tell you who to go with. But man, sit down with these people. This is who's gonna help you with your life. Make money together. Do stuff together. So really trust this person. You put a lot of trust in this guy too. You know what I mean? So make sure it's a person that you really vibe with, trust, and you feel comfortable with, not your parents or not your outside person. It's someone you have to deal with and is, going with your career. So that's very important.
So did y'all have like a lot of tough conversations? Because I mean, we're gonna get to this point, but obviously you were in the NBA, but also overseas. You know what I mean? Like, how was he like helping you navigate through that process?
Man, he was honestly at first getting to the draft. He was awesome. Like, hey man, this is what we're gonna do. These are the teams we're gonna do. He broke everything down for me. So when we got drafted, we went through there. Then we had to make a tough decision. A lot of people don't know. I got drafted and I got sent overseas.
Yeah.
So that was a tough decision for me. So me and him sat down and was like, hey, look, you can either go to the G League or we can go overseas, get you more prepared. You'll play against, European guys at the Euro League. And that will get you prepared. In my head, I'm like, yo, what is EuroLeague? Like, I didn't know. I had no idea. Social media wasn't big like it is now. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, I'm not going over there. These guys can't hoop. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still a little arrogant. I got drafted, so in my head, I'm small mind. I'm like, man, I'm not going there. I just got going to the NBA. So I'm like, I'm going to the G League. So then again, I sit down with my parents again. They're like, GM for the Nuggets was Tim Conley at the time. He didn't tell me what to do, but he was just like, hey, man, this is what we think could get you more prepared to be able to come back next year and get on a roster spot in the NBA. We had that tough conversation, me and Alex, and we both agreed that this would be better for me, and it really was. It was the best decision for me, yeah. So that was the moment I had to really trust him and put my faith in him that this was all going to work out, and it was a decision we both made, and it was a good decision.
Okay, cool. So back to the NBA draft process. Talk about, like, obviously you did a lot of workouts, I'm sure.
I think 18 or 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about what goes on in those workouts so everybody can kind of understand what to get ready for.
So even with the combine, like, it's way different now, but I'll talk about the workouts. You can compete. Some workouts with 6 guards. So it could be like 6 top point guards like me, McCollum, Shane Larkin, Isaiah Cannon. I can't even think who else was in there. Maybe Phil Presley was in my class. We had all them. So in one workout, you're going to battle it out. Full court 1-on-1s, full court 2-on-2s, 3-on-3. You're just competing. You know what I mean? Then you're going to do a lot of shooting to see how much you shoot. Maybe you do 100 shots, how much you make out of 100, stuff like that. But that for me was awesome because I'm a competitor. If you're a competitor, you're going to like that. But some people will run from it. I ain't going to say no names, but there are people in my draft class that some people wouldn't match up with other people. I'm like, dang, why y'all running from people? You know what I mean? But that's just what it is. But when you go to these workouts, you're going to compete. You're going to see, hey, are you a dog? Because, a guy from a smaller conference you might match up against, he's been waiting for this matchup. You know what I mean? So we're going to see how you really are. That just because you go to a bigger school don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? So that's the opportunity for those guys who aren't getting that TV time or getting that publicity to be able to get you in them workouts and outdo you and outshine you.
Was there ever a time in them workouts where you just was like, you knew, like, man, I'm that dude?
Yeah. There were a couple workouts I ain't gonna lie where I was like, yeah, I'm him. Yeah, I can play here. Like, I know I'm in these letters. I can play in these letters.
Okay.
For sure.
All right, cool. So obviously we talked about this a little bit with some of the other former players, right? You made the transition from being in the NBA to basically being full-time overseas. Was there a point where it felt like it messed with your ego or pride or anything like that?
For sure. I think, all of us as a competitor, as, just human beings, like, you're on top of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My name got called. I'm in the NBA. I'm like, man, I'm going to be in the NBA for about 10, 15 years. I retire.
Yeah.
That's not reality. And that's the one thing I learned. It's easier to get in the NBA. It's harder to stay. It's a lot of people can get your foot in the door for 10-day exhibit, whatever. But can you stay on a roster for years and years and years? That's the hard part. So yeah, it was definitely ego check. It kind of definitely simmered me down, lowered me down. But it was honestly a great thing for me because I love European basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say? Do you think everybody got a different perspective on this, right? What did you feel like you was missing, or what did you feel like they thought you was missing?
Being who I was, being Erick Green. Okay. I don't have a lot of regrets in my life, but if that's one regret I have is I tell everybody, be yourself. Do what you do. Don't change who you are for somebody else. And I went into my Denver years trying to be a point guard. I'm not no point guard. I'm a scorer. You know what I mean? I'm trying to prove everybody wrong. All the reports, all the good things was this, but the bad thing is he's not a point guard. Can he do this, do that? So I'm over here being like this. Nah, like do what you do, and that's the only thing I really regret because I feel like if I would have been Erick Green, you know, I think I would have had a better opportunity of maybe lasting longer in the NBA.
Yeah.
But you know, just I would have felt better. Like, dang, I would have went out like on myself, feeling like at least I went out on being aggressive and stuff. I didn't do that.
I feel that.
Mhm.
You know, I had that issue when I was in college.
Right.
You know, where I came in as a scorer and they put me at the point.
Right.
And I'm over here passing. Every time I come home, everybody like, bro, what you doing?
That's what everybody saying to me. Like, yo, even a coach was like, yo, I thought you was a scorer.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I thought y'all wanted me to facilitate. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not Ty Lawson. I wasn't Ty Lawson. I wasn't Nate Robinson. I wasn't them. Some of my game is totally different.
Yeah.
Ty can get in the paint and do this and can score too. I'm trying to go get one. You know what I mean? And today's game kind of fits my game.
Correct.
Better than it did when I came out.
Correct.
Yeah.
And also the transition of being at the top of the key and scoring is different than being on the wing.
Man.
It's completely different.
It is. It definitely is.
Mm-hmm. So let's get into overseas. Like let's talk about some of your best games overseas.
My first year out, I played for a team called Siena, Italy in EuroLeague. We played against Olympiacos. They had Vasilis Spanoulis, who's like a legend, played for Greece national team. That was my first coming out. I had 28 points. So that's huge in Europe. You know, scoring like 28 is like, that's like 40. You know what I mean? America's OD, right? So that was like my coming out party playing EuroLeague. And again, I had no idea how big this was. You know, guys are like, yo, you're young, you're 21 years old in EuroLeague. I'm like, bro, what is like?
Right.
Like I ain't think nothing of it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you know, playing in those lit atmospheres, you know, I mean, fires, security, people come on the court trying to, you know, fight and stuff.
Did you have a chant? I know they had a chant for you.
Yeah, so the gunner, I was called the gunner in Olympiacos. They called me the gunner. So that was crazy. Everywhere I went, the gunner, and they would yell gunner, and they do a little chant. That was tight. I was like, man, it's cool. Like, you know. So that was my little thing. Yeah.
We gotta find that clip.
Yeah.
I gotta find that clip so I can use it. All right, cool. So talk about, obviously you did well, but what's the differences between NBA and overseas, and like what adjustments did you have to make to, you know, continue to be successful overseas?
I think the biggest adjustment is how hard-headed people come over and be. Like the game is two different games. You know, I was being hard-headed trying to take the NBA game to European game and not listen. You know, I was trying to do things my way. That's not going to work over there, as you know. You know, it's two different styles. I tell people, man, embrace this journey when you go overseas. You come from the NBA, don't bring that mentality that, you know, we got to get spoiled and rotten in the NBA. When you come over here, things are a lot different. You know, change your mindset, accept it, you know, embrace the food, embrace their country, embrace the people, do all that. You know, don't just sit in the house and, you know, just kick it. That ain't gonna get you far. But you know, that whole transition is hard. It's definitely hard. And the game's totally different because in the NBA, you know, you get by a defender, you got to dunk, layup. You know, overseas, you get by a defender, you can stand in 3-second paint. It's crowded. The scouting report, you know, he can't shoot. All right, we just gonna funnel you in. We're gonna make you shoot. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like it's scouting's way different. The court's smaller than the NBA. The rules are different. Ball hits the rim, they can tape it off. I'm like, yo, whoa, that's a goaltending. They're like, nah, young fella. You know, the traveling rule got me. That killed me, man.
My first game, I had 6.
Man, I think I wanted
just off the
I wanted to kick the ball. I'm like, man, I can't do this. Every time you get the ball, I'm used to ripping through and going. They're like, nah, you got to put the ball down. Like, nah, what are you talking about? Put the ball down. Like, it's slowing me up.
Yeah.
And then once you learn how to do it, I'm like, oh, okay, all right. But again, I was so hard-headed. I wasn't trying to listen. I was trying to fight it. Like, I'm trying to fight them to change their rules. Like, come on, man, that ain't gonna happen. You know, so now once you learn to accept it and stuff like that, you'll be all right. Yeah.
All right. And what was your what's your favorite country to play in?
Greece.
Greece?
Yeah.
How so? Why so?
I'm a nice weather, lay on the beach type, laid back type of guy.
Okay.
That's just who I am. It felt like a Miami out there. It did. It felt like just palm trees. Christmas time, the sun's out. It was like 70-something degrees in Christmas time.
Nice.
Yeah, so playing for Olympiacos, one of the biggest clubs in Greece, I was like, man, fans treated you like you was in NBA. It was like NBA for real.
Yeah. Did you play against James when he was with?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. When he played for Panathinaikos, their team was loaded too. They had a heck of a mob. But yep, so I played against James over there.
Okay. All right. So what's your worst country you played in? I know you modest, so yo.
I ain't gonna say worst. I'm gonna say hardest country to live in.
There we go.
I just say between Russia and China.
Wow.
Russia, man, it's cold. I don't do well in the cold. Like it was so cold one time, man. Like literally, my hands was already being outside for like 10 seconds. My hands were so cold. Like I was like, no, I can't do this. My face was turning red. You know, light skinned people, we turn red real fast. So that means we gotta get up out of there. So it was just getting so cold. I just didn't like it. But the food was good. China, the food was you can only eat like KFC, McDonald's, like that. I couldn't eat that other food. I couldn't do it, man. Couldn't do it. It was hard for me.
Did you try it? Or you just
Nah, I didn't even try. I made like the noodles and the rice and stuff like that, the fruit, but man, I remember I was like 185, and when I came home, I was like 173, 172. I remember my girlfriend looking at me like, man, you look anorexic. Like, you look really skinny. And I'm like, dang, like I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat the food over there. Like it really, and we were in a bubble because COVID at that time with China, so we couldn't even get outside food to come in the hotel. We were eating hotel food.
So I got a question. It's gonna sound really bad, and I apologize.
Are you good?
So obviously, China, I think of Chinese food, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like Panda Express.
Oh no, sir. No, sir. You might see dog. You might see people eating cat, whale, like all type of wild stuff.
Oh, okay.
No, it's really real out there.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I remember one time I'm in Fujian, and like probably like the inner part of it, man, they're like scraping cat. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
Even on the menu, at some menus they have dog. Like you can eat dog. I'm like, nah, can't do that.
Friend.
Yeah, I can't. Nah. Even anytime I saw meat, I kept thinking in my head like, that's probably dog. I don't want to eat that. Yeah. Okay. So for me, China was really hard. Yeah.
Okay.
Money was great, but
yeah. And
great. Yeah.
China has like I feel like a lot of NBA players are just like. Everybody's looking to score,
right?
Like that's different than the EuroLeague,
100%.
Right? Like talk about the difference between China and the EuroLeague.
China's get buckets. If you can score and you can, you know what I mean, like get to it, China's your avenue. That's a whole different thing. Europe is 12 points is a good game. You know, in Europe, you know what I mean. Not everybody's getting 20. You might not even play. You know, in China, you might play the whole game. 34 minutes. In Europe. Top leagues, you might play 22, 23 minutes, and they expect you to get to it in those minutes. So it's two different games. I mean, in China, you get the ball every single time. Shoot the ball 30 times a game. They don't care. You know what I mean? Just shoot the ball. But Europe, it's every possession counts. Coach, you lose one game, coach act like it's the end of the world. You lose two games, they looking to cut somebody already. You're like, man, relax, But that's just the different cultures and different mindsets of European and China. Yeah, but it's cutthroat in China too. Yeah. I've seen people average like 30, 40 and still get cut.
Damn.
Because you're losing and stuff. So it's a cutthroat world and, both avenues.
Was there ever a time where you felt like you wasn't getting, like they didn't pay you? Did you ever run into any of those issues?
For sure. I was on one team, and I ain't gonna say a team, but it's a hot team. I didn't get paid for 6 months. I didn't get my money until my last paycheck was, I think, April or May. But we were missing throughout the year. I didn't get all my money until the following year. Yeah, so it was like a whole year around. I had to go to FIBA court and all that.
So how did your agent help you?
Yeah, my agent helped me with all that. Yeah, so they finally came onto a plan like, okay, we'll pay you some this month and we'll pay you some this month. They did like a monthly plan to finish it out. But it took a whole year to get all my money. And then there's some teams, like you might go a month without getting paid, 2 months without getting paid. To them overseas, some people think it's natural. Like, oh, it's okay. Nah, I got family, I got bills. You know what I mean? Like, I need my money. And then we over here practicing, going through it.
Did you ever sit out and just be like, no, I'm not playing till y'all pay me?
I did practice.
Okay.
I sat out of practice before. Do practices. I was like, no, I'm not gonna practice. I'll play because I want to play and be for the team, but I'm not gonna practice. And when I threatened not to play in the game, they paid me.
Okay.
So that was cool. But
listen, man, I got leverage tatted on my back.
Yeah.
Like
you know how it is.
Yes.
Yeah, man. I've heard some horror stories, people not getting paid at all. That's
one of my teammates did that in Serbia one time.
Really?
Yeah. He didn't get 6 months worth of pay. Yeah, that sucked.
Man, I'd be hurt. I'd be mad as well. Yeah, but you nothing you can do for real.
Yeah,
There ain't nothing you can do.
So let's go on the defensive side. Let's talk about who was some of the, or just name one of the toughest dudes you had to guard.
In Europe or
Yeah.
NBA?
Both. Give me both.
Europe, man. Keith Langford is one of my favorites because you know I like people who go get one, and he was tough to handle. Like he was tough to guard.
That's a lefty, right?
Lefty, yeah. Went to Kansas,
yeah.
He was man, killer in Europe. You know, big time scorer. He was tough, and another dude, I have to say, Spanulis in Europe. The way he used the ball screen, the way he can get his shot off, like. There's nothing you could do with him. Those are two tough coverages. I was like, man. I mean, Mike James, you got a lot of guys over there who really do it. But those two guys I don't think people would expect me to say. NBA, of course, Kyrie. CP was tough. I'm going to tell you one who people probably wouldn't know. Ben Udrich. Remember him back in the lefty?
I do.
Man, played for the Grizzlies. He was so cold. I don't think people understand. Like, you know, his name don't ring a lot of bells, but man, he was tearing my butt up when I played him.
What was he doing?
Pick and roll. Like, he'd get me on the side, I dribble, and he would turn me and sweep the ball away from me and steal it from me. I was like, yo, how you do that? Like, and he didn't look like he could play like that. Lefty dudes. I was like, man, I'm about to kill him. You know what I mean?
Very unorthodox.
Right. Yeah, unorthodox, right? Yeah. And also, when I was in Europe, I got it really, Carlos Arroyo.
Okay.
Yeah, I played against him. He made my life, you know, living hell. You know, I mean, he was on me, man. That was a welcome to Europe. He played for Galatasaray my first year in EuroLeague. I think he gave me a good 15, 20. Yeah, he was on my butt that night.
Yeah, man. Them learning how to deal with them ball screens when people really know how to use them. That's a tough thing. I ran into that. So we went at 5-star camp was big when I played.
Yeah, I remember 5-star.
And it's an all-star game. We played against Chris Paul. And, you know, I'm going to take pride and say he didn't score me straight up.
Right.
But, boy, could he use that pick and roll. And, you know, you don't really know your teammate like 100%. That. And so, literally, I would go over top of it. He'd make the right read and kind of put me in the box and then play the 2-on-1.
Right.
Then I go under. He hit the 3. I say blitz. He split it. You know what I'm saying? So that was when ball screens really wasn't getting used a ton. And I mean, he was a master at it, you know, and I had a very difficult time dealing with that stuff.
I can only imagine because he's a master at that.
Yeah. All right, so this is probably one of my other favorite questions, right? You'll score, so I think this will be a good one for you. So you're down 2, 12 seconds left. What's your go-to move? Gotta get a bucket.
Oh, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting on the left side. Cause I love the ball in my left hand. I'm gonna hit you with a between the legs or a crossover to try to freeze you. And I'm gonna get to my midi. I gotta get to my midi in my left hand. Okay. It's just what I'm gonna do somehow, some way. I'm gonna get to my spot to try to get you to where I want you and pull up. I'm going with my jumper. I love my jumper. So I'm gonna live with my jumper. Yeah. All right. What about you? What you gonna do?
Ooh, I've never had nobody ask me that. You know what's crazy? I'm gonna be on the left side. I'm gonna be on the left side. If they blitzing, then I don't want a ball screen.
Okay.
Right? Because I want the ball in my hand. I want the ball screen, and I'm waiting for the heads to come out. But it's so crazy because back in the day, they used to heads. They just switch now.
Right. Yeah. That's all I do.
So heads or switch, I'm good money. If they not, I'll probably I'm gonna probably lean on you between the legs cross, and then once I got it in my left, I'm gonna play you.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna play you. If you decide to come up, I'm gonna get past you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And if I go past you, I'm probably just looking to make a play for somebody, right? If I got the layup, I'm gonna get it. But if they come up, I'm gonna dump it over, right? But if I got the room, the midi.
Right, I feel you.
That's game.
I'm the same way. I'm getting to that midi. That midi gotta get to that.
It's game, Joe, and I done gained a lot of cats off that. So, you know, I feel very comfortable in that. That's the first time somebody asked us what our go-to move was. I like that. All right. Was there ever a role that you didn't like, you know, in your career that a team gave you, and you was just like, dog, I this ain't it.
Yeah, I played for a team called Fenerbahce. My role was basically like 3 and D. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm over here like picking up full court. I'm like, hold on, coach. Like, you recruited me here to play full court defense and just sit in the corner and just play off a closeout and hit an open three?
Yeah.
No plays ran for me. Just had to figure it out.
How was your production that year?
Beginning of the year, I looked like I deserved not even to be there. I didn't look like a EuroLeague player.
Okay.
But again, I didn't embrace it instead of trying to fight it. You know what I mean? If someone gives you something, instead of trying to, you know, wave it off and fight it, like, just embrace it, man. Try to make the best out of it. And once I did that, like, I get 15 to 20 minutes. You give me 15 minutes, I might get 6 to 8 points just off hitting that open shot. Learn how to master, hit the open shot, play off the closeout, one dribble pull up, play defense, get steals. You know what I mean? Run the pass lane, get easy buckets.
Man, that's tough though. Being a rhythm scorer,
Yes,
to catch and shoot.
People have no idea.
Like that's a whole different. Like, what did you change in your training to get you acclimated to
a lot of different angles of how to catch and shoot. People don't understand. Like, you know, like, for me, I got to catch off the bounce. I need a little flow.
Yeah.
For that just to come hit my hands. I got to go straight up. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how hard it was going to be, because I'm like, man, I can just easily just learn to catch and shoot. But I need that rhythm dribble. I'm like, I need to put the ball down before I get it, catch it up. And so I kept doing after practice, before practice, you know, baseline driving kick, boom, hit to the corner. You know, driving kick in the middle, hit to the corner. Different angles to catch and shoot. And that would every single day try to make like 50. 10 in the spot, 10 in the spot, make 10 in a row, 10 in a row. And I learned my catch and shoot got better and better and better. And that helped me elevate my game to help me continue to play at a higher level in Europe. Because, you know, you're not going to have the ball in your hands all the time. Yeah. You got to learn to be able to do things and change your roles to adapt, to be able to fit into their system, to be able to continue to make good, you know, money and money.
That's a great point. So overseas, what you like to do with your free time outside of playing? And like you know, everybody always say us hoopers got different things that we like. You know what I mean? But nobody really knows that. You know, what's something about you that you like to do that, you know, outside of hooping?
Video games.
Yeah.
I like to play the game, man.
Gamer.
I'm a big family guy, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love my kids. When I'm around my kids, I like being around my kids. When my family comes to visit me, I love to be around my family. I love to sightsee. I'm big on going to see new things. Okay. I don't like to just sit in the house all day.
Okay.
Like, I want to go see the world, man. You know, first time in my life, I'm like, I can go in this country. Let me go see what it's about. You know, try new food. I'm big on that. I love to eat.
Okay.
Yeah, so stuff like I'm cool with that.
So you were still playing when you started having your family, right?
Yep.
Okay. Talk about the balance of that. You know, being an athlete. Were they with you or were they back here?
So my daughter lives in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Okay. So I only get to see her in the summertime while I'm home. So I get her in the summertime. My son and my girlfriend, they come with me to the country I'm in. So they came for like 5 or 6 months. Okay. To Russia, and then they went back for a little bit. But man, I love having them with me. You know what I mean? It makes it easier, and it gives them a chance to be able to see the world. You know, for my son, I know he's young right now, but I'm like, man, I want to keep you in this gym. I want you to see the European game. You know, see how these little young kids are, you know, developing faster, getting bigger, stronger, and they're catching up to us Americans. You know, I always like I get to see 13, 14-year-olds practice with grown men every single day. And kids in America, they don't get to do that. They got to go to school. So it's kind of like, okay, you get to be around grown men every single day. You have an upper advantage. You know what I mean? You with us every single day. You get to learn more, and you know, you can pick up a lot more being with grown men than just sitting in the school all day around kids. Yeah, we're gonna talk about training culture a little bit later. But I do got a question for you now. You just brought this up. So when I played, there was a guy on my team. He was 16 years old. His name was Max Kleber. Played with the Mavs. Right, but he was a youngin. Right. You know, and obviously he would get bullied and everything else. But when you go see him play against his age group, he would dominate. But like, was there any players when you played that was young that made it to the NBA? And then, you know, what do you just think about that entire development process? I saw Luka when he was 15. I got to play against him. We played for Madrid. Okay. So I remember when he was 16 years old. This is the year before he won the EuroLeague championship. I'm a EuroLeague MVP. I come home, and I remember telling my boy Vic, the Grants. I'm telling all my homies, like, yo, there's this dude overseas named Luca. He gonna be the one. They're like, nah, ain't no European coming over being the one. I'm like, nah, trust me, bro. He's 6'6", 6'7", big frame already. Like he's already, like he can do everything we can do. Like at a young age, like his IQ's crazy. I'm like, yo, this dude's nice. Sergio Yul from Real Madrid that year in the Olympics or in the FIBA Cup towards ACL. Lucas steps in, and it's all she wrote. But to see Lucas grow from 15, 16, 17, and winning, the EuroLeague title and all that, I was like, yo, I ain't never seen something like it. So this doesn't surprise me what he's doing here in the NBA. Because he was doing that at 17, 18 against grown men.
He was doing exactly that?
Dropping people off, getting 25. Okay, now he's even better, of course. But his last year, you should go look that up. Oh, he was dropping everybody off. Ooh. Yeah, he was getting to it when he was 17, 18 years old in the EuroLeague. Yeah. And he was posting grown men up at 16, 17.
Wow.
Grown men, put them in the rim, and I'm like, yo, hold on, man, we not doing this. Like, you know what I mean? I'm looking at some of my teammates like, bro, he's 16. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you go guard him, E. I'm 16, what you gonna do with him? I'm over here another dude, right? You know what I mean? I'm not guarding, nah, I'm cool, but that's how they hit you. Now you go guard him. You go guard him, bro. That's your job, But,
okay.
Yeah, Luka was definitely fun to watch grow up. That was awesome.
Wow. Yeah. We're gonna talk about the development piece a little later. So before we jump into that, talk about like what's the most valuable lesson you've learned, from playing basketball, whether it's on the court or just gave you a life lesson.
The one thing I value the most when people I hear Erick Green, he's a great ball player, blah blah blah. The one thing I take pride in is being a great person. Being respectful, looking people in the face. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm 33 years old. I still say that. Mm-hmm. I'm big on that. I don't care if it's the lowest person in the room to the highest person in the room. I'm still going to treat you the same. You know what I mean? That's just who I am. That's my character. And I want to tell people, like, for real, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much success you have, stay humble. Keep your head level, because at the end of the day, you have a lot of highs. You're on a high, great. But it takes one quick second for everything to come back, be on a low, and your whole life can change. We've all seen it happen, stuff like that. And another thing is, man, work. Never be complacent. You can, and not even just basketball, in life, as a man, a father. That's how I look at it. Every single day I want to grow. I told you I watch y'all's interviews, and I hear people's other, their perception of how they do things and how they go about their life. And if I can learn from that, add that to me to be a better person, to be a better man, to be a better individual, like, that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? I'm never too big on not learning. And, I want to treat everybody the same. That's what I'm big on.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. That was good. So what's next for you? Are you still looking to play? Like, are you done? Where you at with this?
No, I'm still looking to play. I'm waiting on a good job. I've had some offers, but not the money I'm looking for right now. Okay. So I'm enjoying my time home. Yeah. Definitely spending time with my kids. That's huge for me, like I said before. But no, I'm ready to go, honestly. When a job pops up, you know how it is. I'm sure the season just started. So when a job pops up, I'll be ready to go. But after this, man, I want to get into coaching.
Okay,
so you do want to coach? Yeah, I want to coach. Yeah, okay. I want to coach.
You want to coach NBA, college?
Maybe college or NBA. Okay. I probably college or NBA. That's something I really want to look forward to doing. Right now, I like working. Even when I'm training, I like working with the high schoolers. Okay. I like giving them advice, working with them. Just trying to help. Show them. The way of doing it. I think a lot of people think. I tell kids all the time, like, you think you're working hard? Come watch a pro work. Come watch someone that will turn you up to a whole nother level. You know what I mean? So I enjoy having the younger guys underneath my wing and being able to show them the way.
Mm-hmm. They watch you?
Oh yeah. Because the guys, we work out at Athletic Republic, so they have different slots. So the younger guys will come in after us, and shoot, they watch us. And sometimes they even jump in the drills with us. If we don't have enough, So it's so awesome to be able to work out with these young guys because they have so much talent. Definitely around this area, so much talent out here.
So much energy too.
They keep me young.
So let's talk about social media, right? We're gonna talk about the stuff off the court, right? Do you think it's a positive or do you think it's hurting players? Or talk about the pros and cons if you believe in both.
I think it's a little pros for me with the social media.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand, it can help you with your NIL deals and, getting your mixtapes and all that, building your brand. I get that, build your brand so you can have something. But I think there's a lot of negatives. I've never seen so many highlight tapes because when I came out, the only person that got a highlight tape, he was the one.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm like, you had to be the one to get a highlight tape. I see everybody with a highlight tape now. And I think just making people think they're better than what they really are.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everybody has this, feel like they're entitled, like they feel like, oh, well, this guy's going D1. I'm like, bro, everybody's journey is different. Everybody's path is different. You know what I mean? Don't stop worrying about the next person. But social media has made it like a competition. And I think, and it's like, I see everybody's making a top 6, top all this. I'm like, even high school. I'm like, bro, just pick a high school and go to high school. It ain't that serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think social media is kind of like, not say diminishing basketball a little bit, but I see the young kids doing threes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, why are you shooting at 6 years old, chucking the ball, trying to be Steph Curry? That ain't you. These kids, even high school, you can't even make a layup. You can't even make a float. You can't make a mid-range. Why are you out here shooting? Because what? You trying to follow Steph and all these dudes? I think, that's just what I think it's kind of has its ups and downs, but I think more downs than ups.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a highlight microwave.
Right, yeah.
And it the perception of it make you skip steps
100%.
or think that you know what I mean? Think that you need to be here, but
Right.
you really need to be building your base up. And nobody really shows your struggle.
Everything is about, you show people making 50 in a row. Man, that ain't real. They making that up. That's the edited that clip. You know what I mean? Like, this kid ain't doing. I think, like you said, they skipping the steps of trying to get to where they want to get to, like where you need to get to. Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, so let's jump into NIL. I know for sure you would have had a bag if you leading the nation in scoring. Talk about the benefits of it, and if you played, what do you think it would have helped you?
Man, I'm glad kids see these kids get paid. Yeah. I'm happy to see it. I wish I would have got paid when I was in college. I think it's a good thing and a bad thing though. I hope some kids don't look at it as like, I'm making all this money. Like, you still gotta go to school. You still gotta practice. Like, this money don't guarantee you just because you make 600, it's gonna last you the rest of your life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you also get taxed. You don't know about that. Tax is gonna hit you with that money. I hope you're saving your money. I hope you're with the right people to, around you to tell you all that. But I love the NIL though. I do. I like it a lot. And I see a lot of good things from it. I hope one day there's a cap on it. Because as you see with the football going on with the player UNLV, stuff like that happening, I just think it could be a good thing and a bad thing. And for me personally, I wish I would have capitalized on it. Yeah. I could have made a lot of money. Yeah. Just with scoring, I feel like my personality, it could have had some things. It would have been fun, man. It would have been fun. I wish that would have happened.
You'd have done some Chick-fil-A.
I would have done anything. But free food, I couldn't. Back then we couldn't accept $1.
No,
we couldn't accept $1. You know what I mean? So,
all right. I want to get into trainer culture, right? Mm-hmm. But before we even get into trainers, right? Talk about, obviously, I feel like you've I don't want to call nobody a master, mm-hmm. right? But like you really mastered how to score the ball, right? Walk us through what you work on, because I think there's a perception of what needs to be done versus what gets done.
Right.
You know what I mean? So talk about your workout, like when you working on your game.
So every morning I work at 8 o'clock. Same trainer, 8, 9 o'clock. Darren McClinton. Mm-hmm. Shout out to him. Working out 8 years together. He's been getting me right. I've learned with him, less is more. We don't need go to a cone, 5 dribbles, make a move, layup, floater. That's not real life. That's not real. We do everything 1 or 2 dribbles. Mm-hmm. We try to keep things short, quick. You know what I mean? Catch a ball, make a move here, get your stuff, spots. Get to your spots. I'm big on getting to your spots. Mm-hmm. And we've worked on that, knowing your spots, knowing where you like to get to. Even if they know you like to get to, they still can't stop you. You know what I mean? Find a way, you know what I mean? Right. Finding ways. Okay, he likes to get to his left hand. Okay, you still can't stop me. You know what I mean? Pace. I tell kids, pace. Stop going 100 miles an hour. People always want to go up, down, up, and I'm like, it's not it, bro. Slow, fast. Switch it up. Mm-hmm. Keep the defense up, guessing. And right now I'm working more on contact, embracing more contact. I get people guard me, you're physical. So I gotta, always he lays up. Darren's a kind of bigger guy, so he'll be laying up on me underneath the rim. I gotta break out of a fight, come off a screen, catch a shoot. You know what I mean? Conditioning. He gets me now. I'm 33 years old. Like you say, your body changes. I'm big on conditioning. Everything is. We try to do a lot of half run to the line, touch, shoot. You know what I mean? Make 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Keep running to keep your body in shape. So stuff like that. I'm not big on like the cones. I'm not big on that. I'm not big on making 10 moves. That's not real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not big on a lot of catch and shoots. How many catch and shoots do you get in a game?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like catch and shoot at the end of your workout, I get that. But work on stuff that's what your game relates to, and that's what he does.
Game related.
You know what I mean? Like my game is not Kyrie Irving. I'm not gonna go do what Kyrie Irving do. I'm not Steph Curry. I'm not gonna go do what Steph Curry do. I know what I do well, and I stick with that. Yes, I try to master what I'm really good at. You know what I mean? I'm really great off curls. I'm good off using the ball screen. I'm good at getting to my spots. And those are the things I work at when I'm, working out with Darren.
Okay. Nah, that's good. That's good. So what do you think about training culture in general? Like I feel like it's very saturated. Everybody's training. Like just give us your thoughts on that and what we talked about with overseas. I've had a few folks come on here and talk about how they feel like the Europeans are ahead of us because of the way they develop versus what we're doing over here.
A lot of skill work in Europe. They're very skilled. You know what I mean? They're not over there doing, the stuff we're doing. They can shoot the ball. People won't say it's basic, but basic is basketball. You know what I mean? They're mastering that. I think training here is it's good, okay, but I'm not really a big fan of a lot of the training.
What do you think needs to change? I guess without I'm not big on bad mouthing, but I do want to know like what needs to change for us to continue to grow in our country.
Compete more and stop drilling all the time. Drill is not going. Okay, yeah, I get it, but compete. Mm-hmm. So we do a drill. All right, so show them how to use that drill against the defender. You know what I mean? I like when I watch a workout and say, for example, you're the trainer and you have another guy defending and another guy underneath the rim trying to contest your shot. That's realistic. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you going to a cone, making a move, layup. I get it. That's cool. That's fine. But how is that going to translate into a game? Mm-hmm. That cone ain't going to take the ball from you. You know what I mean? Like go up against somebody that's going to use that drill and make it to a game situation. And I think that's what we need to do more. And also, I tell young kids, play against older people. Stop playing against kids your age or younger people. That's not going to help you. Yeah. Go if you're 13, go play 15, 16. Go try to play with grown men. There's a lot of 16, 17-year-olds. There's a lot of men's leagues around here. Go play with grown men. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Get ready. That's what Europeans are doing. Yeah. They get to be around grown men every single day. That's going to help you develop. You're going to learn more. You know what I mean? Your body's going to take more hits, be more physically ready. Mentally, IQ, you're going to be more ready. You get to see stuff. You see what a grown man get to do. You know what I mean? I tell kids, ask questions. Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You see something you like, you know what I mean? You want to learn, ask a question. That's the only way you're going to get better. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that's one thing that, if I'm in Europe, I see a lot of kids, man, they just want it more too. Hunger. Mm-hmm. They're hungry and they really want it more. And that's just what I see right now.
Yeah, I think that also go into that social media.
Yeah, social media, man.
We getting the likes and we
clicks, man. People love that.
Yeah, the attention versus yeah. Nah, that's a good point, man. It's crazy you say that. So I got two guys that used to play over here, but they from Sweden, mm-hmm. and so they come in the summertime and they work with me. And then obviously I got some overseas guys that's from here, right? And so we got a nice little powwow. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that my overseas guys tell me is like, we don't do a lot of individual stuff. Right. We do a lot of team drilling. Actually it's funny because I'm gonna post one of these really soon, but like I can tell when I do certain team drills, mm-hmm. how much more seasoned or IQ wise they are than some of the American guys. You know what I mean? Where they're trying to dribble through something. Right. And they're like, the European guys would be like, I'm going to just make this pass.
Thank you. Simple pass, yeah.
You know what I mean? And make the game easier. And I definitely think as trainers we have to incorporate more IQ.
Right, 100%.
So yeah, that's cool, man. So, all right, man. We almost down to the end. This is either or. So what we're gonna do is you either answer the question. If you say both, it's a ginger shot.
All right.
I'm gonna take it with you though.
All right, deal.
And you got some water back there, So, let me ask you this: Farello was your coach, right?
Yeah, Frello.
Who was the coach at VTech at that time?
You're gonna do this to me. Greenberg. Oh, I too. Greenberg was from my freshman and junior, and then Johnson was my senior year.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Here we go. Takeover or Paul the Sixth? It's like one and the same.
That's basically the same. That's a big family.
It is a big family. It is a big family.
I'm going with both.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna take it with you. You got your water, dog. You all right? Bring it up, bud.
Yes, it is. Damn. That'll wake you up.
There you go. That's why I take it. All right. Farello
I need that again.
or Coach Johnson?
They killing me, man. They both big impacts in my life. I love both of them. Without both of them, I wouldn't be where I'm at, man.
Damn, dog, we gonna run out of ginger.
I know. Is there a limit on these? I mean, you can eat in a day?
No.
Oh, don't taste right. You have to either one?
All right. Greece or Italy?
Greece.
Thank you. All right. John Morant or Ant?
I'm going Ant.
Okay.
I'm going Ant, man.
Okay. Shea or Luca?
Because you know what's crazy? They both my favorite two players right now.
Okay.
And I can't even lie to you on camera. I don't even want to do that.
All right. We about to run out of anything. You ain't make enough. All right. Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown?
Tatum.
Okay. Drink to that.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence or skill?
Both. Because there's a lot of confident people out there with no skill.
Mm-hmm.
Skill people with no confidence.
Mm-hmm.
See, you set me up. You want me to have a ginger day. You set me up today, huh? You need both. All right.
But we almost there, so, damn, you diplomatic. You won't get no answers. Well, that's why you gotta take the ginger. All right. Steph or AI?
Steph.
Okay. It was easy for you.
Mm-hmm.
Vince or T-Mac?
T-Mac.
Okay. That was easy for you. All right. I feel like I know this one though. Ray Allen. I'm gonna mess this up though. I think I'm gonna do two. Ray Allen or Devin Booker?
Oh, Ray Allen.
Okay, so you old school. Okay.
Yeah.
Ray Allen or DeMar DeRozan?
I'm gonna go Ray Allen.
Okay.
Young Ray was crazy. People don't know Young Ray. Young Ray was crazy.
That's all I think about. Yeah, he was nuts. Okay. All right. Cool. D Wade or Paul Pierce?
Flash, D-Wade.
Okay. All right. Kobe or Bron?
Kobe.
Okay. All right. All right. So Bron or MJ? I feel like I already know the answer.
MJ.
To that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
ain't even know that ain't nothing for me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's cool. All right. Respect or love?
Can we talk about how we using this? Like
How would
respect
you want to use it?
just in life?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I feel like,
And what's your other aspect of using it?
I mean, in life, I would love. I mean, being respected is a great thing. Being loved is. Are we talking about love as in being a great person, a great like how we? Because I mean, I could say love. I mean, I just don't know which way you want to go about it. Because if you respect, it's kind of like a both. I mean, you can go. It depends how deep you want to go into it. But we ain't trying to get onto that. But
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you slide on that.
I bet.
We just asked respect and love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Love or loyalty?
Loyalty.
Okay. That was clear.
Yeah.
That was clear.
Being a loyal person, you know, loyalty mean everything to me.
Okay. All right. So you'd rather have loyalty than respect too?
Yeah. That's tough, bro. Cause I mean, respect big. Respect's huge. I rather respect, but I mean, loyalty. I need my parties. I don't know. Loyalty huge. It's
So
a
it
big
sounds like it sounds like for you is loyalty, respect, and love. Something
one. Nah,
like
my
that.
girl got to kill me on this one.
I'll edit this part.
My girl about to try to kill me out here. Get a out man. I mean, love's supposed to be second, I guess, right? I guess you trying to make it at that. What would you pick, huh?
I pick respect.
Yeah.
I need it.
Respect. That's what I'm saying. I mean, love to me, I need respect. That's what I'm saying. That's why when you say respect, I'm like, I need respect. Is
I
big.
won't feel love
That's
if
what
I'm not respected.
Thank you. That's why I said like love would be definitely for third.
Yeah.
But I need loyalty though.
I need it.
I need that person I can look into, my partner in crime, and they'd be loyal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I feel you on that. All right, man. This was a fun episode, man. I definitely thank you for coming in. This was cool. You kind of said it a little bit, but I'm gonna give you another chance, man. Just anything you want to say to parents, athletes, kids, you know what I mean, that you feel like can help them, you know, on this journey of basketball.
A big thing would be get uncomfortable. If you're always comfortable in any way, an aspect of life, you'll never, be able to get to where you want to get to. So, you know what I mean? If you're always on a team where you're the best player and you're always the best person in the gym, you're in the wrong place. You know what I mean? Push yourself. You know what I mean? Challenge yourself every single day. You know, for me, I have goals, and I put my goals somewhere where I can see it every day. I walk out my room or where I'm brushing my teeth on my, the mirror. I write them down there because if you see something, you can believe it. And the last thing I'll tell people is whatever dream you have, even as a parent, because we still dream the older we get, no matter how old you get, follow your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do something because they told me that I would never make an NBA. They laughed at me. They told me I'd be, kids would tell me when I say I want to make the NBA, they laugh. Nah, he ain't gonna make it. It's impossible. He's joking. Never let him stop me. So, and another thing is, be respected. Be respect. No matter how high you get in life, no matter how low you get in life, treat everybody the same, treat people with respect. And just, be yourself. That's big. I'm real big on that.
Nah, that's cool, man. I always say I give respect because I can't not have it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I act kind of funky if I don't
Right.
get it. You know? And also, man, what you focus on expands.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like you just said, you got the words. Like I got a whiteboard,
Yeah.
ton of stuff on it. You know what I mean? I see it every
Day,
day.
yes, sir.
You know what I
Every
mean?
day.
And like I focus on it, and it's been expanding.
Right.
You know, so that's cool, man. So definitely,
I appreciate you, man.
definitely
Thank you, brother.
appreciate you having on the show, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe, comment, share, like, all that good old stuff, man. And most importantly, stay game related.